Okay, and welcome back, YouTube highlights. Between the last highlight and this highlight, we had a little bit of an oops with running out of recording space. So I had to pause the game to do a bunch of stuff. But we're at the point where we got a couple of items to check off the checklist. So, creature chamber, we've got assembled here. The bus is assembled for this. Technically, right now, I've got a chest at the front start of the bus supplying plastic and duraluminum and titanium and lead. So this is not super sustainable, but the bus is assembled for that. Same thing with the reproductive chamber. So 2 more I can take off the bus. Just got to get those more permanently hooked up. We got temporary solutions for right now. Creature chamber, reproductive complex. And that's, I think, where we're going to put the complete that highlight. We'll probably be back in the next one, probably with a couple microcosm, and maybe the next 2 on here. I don't think I'm going to get far enough through to actually start building out the Varrock expanded setup, but probably get there next stream. But yeah, if you're watching YouTube highlights, there'll probably be another highlight later in this video. Catch you all in a moment. That fixed it, yeah. Rated my 1000th Pack 1. Interesting. That was with a vaguely hand-fed setup. So if you're watching this on YouTube, a highlighter, or editor me has hopefully come back and put this in the highlights. Wasn't expecting to have hit 1000 Pack there. Seeing as the setup is still mostly hand-fed. Well, actually, I suppose at this point we're down to just hand-feeding the refined coal into the setup? But, yeah, 1000 Pack 1. Okay. If editor me has successfully edited the video correctly, once more we're in the highlights, and probably the last highlight for this highlight video. At this point, I think the highlight video is actually going to span 4 different days, so it's probably time it gets combined into one highlight video and actually posted. I think we should be over 30 minutes at this point. My estimates from the other videos is correct. So, previous one, we just went over the reproductive complex over there. Since then, we've added the microcosm mine and the incubator, both of which are a little bit more reliably running than some of the earlier stuff. Although we're still got the odd resource that we're struggling with. Like, yeah, we're making small parts. We're not, given how long the bus is, we're not really making enough. And then titanium has been supplied to the bus via dropping it in a chest at the beginning. I have 2 different mines how to deal with titanium and a couple other resources. The best solution until I get caravans is to just run it on a giant belt across the entire map. I may end up just procrastinating until we get the caravans and just having the caravans bring things like titanium plate to the bus. Although I suppose the titanium plate is down. Yeah, that's still pretty far. Okay, we got titanium plate that wants to come up to the bus. Actually wants to come up to this end of the bus. We got lead, same thing. Although the lead right now is going to here. So getting the leftover lead from here up to there isn't going to be too hard. Zinc isn't actually on the bus yet, but I suspect we'll soon have that one there. Tin's on the bus, so that needs to get up. Again, going about halfway. We need to get the other half. Probably remake duraluminum. I've only got one maker making duraluminum. That's aluminum plus copper. So we find a convenient place that's copper and aluminum near each other. We'll probably make a duraluminum place. Again, that probably will be far enough away from the bus that it would probably make sense to do like a caravan to drag it over there. In fact, there's aluminum, there's copper. We could put duraluminum in the middle. And that might actually make sense when we actually do the upgrade on the copper, is to divert some to do duraluminum. And the copper there. So if we're keeping this one for supplying the base, then maybe this one becomes duraluminum with that one. Plans, future plans that may never come together. But yeah, we got things to improve the bus, but at the moment we're working with the to-do list, which reminds me I should be checking these things off the to-do list. Microcosm mine. Done. Incubator. While not necessarily well fed by the bus, also done on the bus. For the next big build-out, I think during the next stream, and I suppose probably the next highlight video at this point, we'll be working the bus data array, the bus Varick, the bus slaughterhouse, and the bus research center. I believe with those 4 done, we'll be in a position to properly size up SciPack 1. Got the recipe I want to run for SciPack 1, which is this massive recipe. The big things in it that are just going to take up a lot are Varick products and reproductive complexes. So 40 of those, 10 of those. In theory, we got these being built. Those are probably we got to get those going next part. At this point, I think if you remember the build review of the original hand-fed SciPack 1, due to just having the time and the resources and other things shut down, for example, we've torn out the old circuit processor, so I've sort of fed some of the unused stuff into the setup. At this point, I think we're only hand-feeding coal into the setup. So other than coming by and dropping coal off and picking up the SciPack 1s, it's mostly running on its own. So it's more of scale up rather than automate, although we are still automating the iron, or automating the refined coal into it. I think it's technically called coal. I'm referring to refined coal to discriminate against raw coal, which is what you refine it from. Yeah, we got 3 more things to put on the bus. No, 4 more things to put on the bus. And then, given enough time, we should be ready to scale SciPack 1 up. And then probably, I suspect with the ratio that I'm going to go for, we'll very rapidly blow through most of SciPack 1 stuff. In fact, I would not be surprised if I blow through SciPack 1, the rest of SciPack 1 stuff, way too fast and get a massive to-do list again. We're working the to-do list down, but it's not going to take much to make this blow back up into a massive list again, if we get the tech speed going faster. And in fact, I feel like we are getting the tech speed going faster, even without doing that. Yeah, we got in this tech downs with the phytoplankton farm and fish farms on the list. But yeah, the run is going well. At least I think it's going well. Getting closer to thinking to want to actually do something with the turds. We'll see how that continues. So yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, I believe this is going to be the end of this highlight video. So you can probably expect there to be more highlight videos in the future. This will probably, when this highlight video is done, it'll probably get posted to the Reddit. So if you're watching this on Reddit and you watched all the way through, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We'll have more like this. Again, I think the goal is to get them to a little bit over 30 minutes long and then post them. So this one was over 4 days of streaming, so it's actually about 24 hours of streaming that's been condensed down into this highlight video. If you're watching this live or watching the unedited version, you can see what I think is the highlights of at least finished projects. Try not to necessarily show people, unless people want to see the process of being built, in which case they can then watch the unedited version or the 5x version, which have been being posted as soon as they're uploaded and ready. Whereas the highlight video, obviously, I'm waiting until the video is decently sized, so about half an hour video. Let me go over the schedule. I'll delay the Twitch ad because we're about to bring the stream to a close, and the Twitch does not need another ad. I'll go over the schedule for the next couple days. Today was Factorio Pyanodons. It is a Tuesday. Tomorrow is going to be Shadow Empire. The day after that is going to be Solar Expanse. The day after that is going to be Old World. I think we're going to finish Old World. Depending on how quickly we get through Old World, we'll do Frostpunk 2 afterwards. Or if we do like a 3-parter, we'll do like Terraformers the Red Planet Waits again. Just as a way to finish off the stream. I want to at least give Frostpunk 2 half the stream. So if Old World takes 3+ parts, then we do something else. And then Frostpunk 2 will take 4 days from then. And then Saturday, we'll be back to Factorio Pyanodons. And then the cycle will repeat with Factorio Pyanodons as the lead, right? So it'll be Saturday Factorio Pyanodons, Sunday Shadow Empire, Monday Solar Expanse. Next Tuesday will probably be whatever replaces Old World, and then the Wednesday for next week should be Factorio as well. So that's the cycle. If you're watching this on if you're watching this on Reddit or whenever this gets posted live, that's the upcoming schedule. It should still hopefully be this week because of how I try to get these uploaded. I try to upload these as soon as I can. Obviously the edited version is going to take a little bit longer to get through, getting edited out, but I've got most of the editing actually done for that, except for day 10, which is the part we're just recording right now. Because of a day 10, it's actually been broken into 2 parts because I ran out of space in the middle. I had to stop the recording and do some shuffle, so sorry for those watching live on Twitch for the interruption. I suppose I could have kept the stream shorter and wouldn't have had that problem, but I underestimated how much space I had left on the computer and ran out probably about an hour earlier than I intended to stop. But this is where we're going to go put the stop in. So with that, if you're watching live on Twitch and you want to comment, respond to, or you've got anything you want to chat to me about, now's a good time to leave those chats before I bring the stream to a close. I'm going to put a quick save in here, and this is the end of stream save. Well, this is stream save 13. Some of the days I did a couple of first streams. I did 2 parts, so I saved at the beginning of the first part and then saved at the beginning and the end of the second part, sort of thing. Which is why we're on 13, even though it's day 10. A couple days I have multiple ones. This one I did a save midday, so this one's technically got 2 days, but we're still on 13, I suppose. But yeah, so with that, I'm going to wish everyone, especially anyone who's watched this late into the YouTube video, if you're not watching live on Twitch, the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and/or stream, and bye for now.